Here we have the Ballectrum run, so it's going to be one starting passive, which is going to be Bag of Orange Pegs. That's definitely going to be very necessary. That's going to be amazing. And then just one Ballectrum in our deck, and we want to see how far we can get this one Ballectrum, really. Because as nice as the multi-ball is from Ballectrum, it is permanently destroying pegs, and that can be quite problematic. It hopefully means that we can afford a lot more stalls than normal, but we didn't exactly get the most stalls this map, did we? I believe we want a shot like this. Nice, I'm not sure where the Ballectrum went, but I do know that I got a whole bunch of cash. Solid. 43 gold after the first fight. That is very much not Crucible 12 numbers. I'm fine to lose a bit of health, is the thing, simply because my recovery is solid enough and consistent, so I should just be pretty fine. Boom. Plus 36 gold. Ain't that neat? And I've already got a 2 times multiplier, which may be a permanent 2 times multiplier because I'm not sure how many pegs I've destroyed. I may have simply destroyed enough pegs. I would like to hit that refresh. Oh well. Unfortunate. Let's hit the refresh now. Oh, it's not a permanent multiplier. Damn. You should still be able to just wipe out the enemies here, though. Complete decimation. We have 2 passives. Should have a third by the time the store pops up. Remove an orb. Sounds good. I only have 1 pebble, so I don't need to remove that. Mm-hmm. They're both very good. Sure. As I said, they're both extremely good. And I would have been fine with either of them. I think overall I would have preferred enhanced, but it's fine. Good damage. I believe that I am going to chase the multiplier here. Yes, let's just chase the multiplier. Sounds like a plan. I'm quite literally perfect, aren't I? They only do 6 damage each time. Aren't I perfect? Oh, until I start hitting all of my bombs. Then it becomes distinctly less perfect. And also here it's obviously simply not ideal. Now I want to do a shot like this, something which is bouncing into that bomb eventually. That seems pretty important, doesn't it? Yeah, that should have just been a discard. At least they're not slapping too hard, it's only extremely painful. Let's just claim the kill. 30 damage? No. Oh, yes, perfect. 207 gold, by the way. Close. Not quite, though. Blind 2. I'm listening. Sure. Alright, what do I get to buy? Don't really want any of that stuff. That's slightly unfortunate, isn't it? That should be decent, and we have a tactical treat. Why not, eh? Spoil myself. You know what? Sure. Chaos. We are just going to be shooting a Ballectrum each shot, and hopefully we find a brown card. Because if not, we're not in the best spot. But hopefully we are in a spot with a lot of gold. That is very clearly my main goal here. Oh my god, that did not do what I thought it would do. Oh, you missed the crit, I see. Alright, we take a bit of damage here. No bombs. I see. That should just be able to finish things up. It did in fact not just finish things up. Oh well, but we have some poison on the board. I guess. Sash of Focus. Sounds good. I should be able to get some good use out of it. House of Slime. We're just taking another elite. There are definitely a few fights that I should not be trying to take, but whatever. I think this is included in them. Unless I get Poison Slime, which I actually did. Good. Much more ideal now. Okay, that targeting there was not ideal. Perfect. Oh, that's a lot of damage too. Quite a distinct chunk of damage. I'm just going to discard. Screw it. I mean, look, we got some really good healing off in this fight. Now we have a 2 times multiplier. Not bad. Yep. Really, really good fight here. Absolutely insane. This is probably decent. I do want an ambidextrous if I'm going to take it though, because I kind of like what I'm doing here. I should definitely just take this though. There we go. We got it up to the good level. 152 gold after I just went to a store. Not bad. Not bad indeed. You'd almost think that the only orb I have in my deck that's real is a Ballectrum. Almost. But that was a good first shot. Unfortunately, my horrible is juiced. And now the assemble goes. Yeah, not quite as much as I wanted. Oh well. So Ballectrum run is looking interesting, isn't it? I love the fact that I just have the gold to reach for whatever I want. Certainly is fun. I will shoot this. And now I will shoot this. Unfortunately, there are some maps which are much easier to get the Electrum full gold on from. This one is not one of them. It's just really hard to actually collect gold on that map. It's not to say that we won't still try, because, of course we will, but yeah. I think a pain would have definitely been a good call. I think my health is just fine though. I took the activator, which kind of means that I have all of the tempo I possibly need for the mobile. Like, I just don't need much more for that fight. 35 gold? I was hoping for more. Admittedly, I was aiming into that refresh. I probably should have actually hit it. Hit? Don't know if that hits. Nice, it barely did. Alright, do I have a refresh? No, I don't. Yeah, close. Now I do. 301, let's boost that up to, yeah, solid 323. Not bad. Alchemist Cookbook doing some work there as well. My bombs do not, in fact, give gold. Only gold gives gold. There we go. Solid. Very solid. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to go for it. I did not manage to hit the crit. I was kind of aiming straight at it, but I guess not. Oh, he escapes. See, let's just get the refresh. Let's just not get the refresh. He escapes again, but I'm just lining up the shot. All right, now we get super damage. Super damage. All right, lining up the shot. And super death. What fun. That's an echo. I should probably take the echo. But you know what? This is way more fun. Tinder cactus. I do like the thought of only taking once of damage for every peg's activated, but if I had a single extra drop of healing, I would take it. My healing right now is just not the best. This gets very funny with the activator. Very funny. Now, ideally, I get 2 stores here, possibly even 3 stores. I guess I'll have to deal with one store. Oh well. Let's obliterate. Let's waste that shot. Oh wait, no, there's no point wasting it. I see. Alright, left was the way I wanted to go. Extra bouncy. Nice. I just like the idea of modding my Ballectrum. That's all I'm trying to do. No. Sure, if you insist. It is a pretty solid fight for us after all, so I'm pretty fine to just take it. Hit the refresh? Not quite. Well, the good news is the shot's pretty good. Pretty good. I'm just trying to clean up my navigation here, just because I really don't feel like missing this store. I would very much like to go to the store, and would you look at that? I did a good job of setting up my navigation. Nice. Damage reduction, refresher course, basic blade, some decent stuff there. Nothing too crazy. There's nothing there that mods my Ballectrum either, so I'm just not taking it. Alright. Next shot's kinda cool, eh? Wait, that dealt way more damage than I was expecting. I didn't do proper aiming of that shot because I didn't expect it to do real damage, but then it actually dealt real damage. No. Trying to shoot, please. Oh yeah, nice. That's kind of like what I wanted. Alright, my next shot is super bouncy is what I was going to say. Just more modding of my... Nah. It's pretty funny though. Oh, you know what, sure. Let's just go maximum activate orbs. Sounds like fun. Molten gold. Boom. Critting is not required, actually. Oh, you lived? Oh, okay, not quite. Nice. Alright, and then on... Okay, isn't Activate or Cactus just like a really, really good combo? I'm gonna discard here because I want it on Ballectrum. Oh my god, I actually got it on Ballectrum. I absolutely should not have done that, to be clear, but man, is it going to pay off. You see what I mean? Like, I should not have done that, but wow, that was cool. Alright, Refresh Shift sounds great. Sounds absolutely incredible, doesn't it? I hate this shot. I like this shot a lot more. Whew, that was such a wacky shot. To be fair, missing didn't matter that much, but when you can do a cool shot like that and have it reward you, and yeah, it's nice to do so. All right, no, you don't. It's a shame that this is not also on discard, but oh well. Actually, yeah, I might just remove it from my deck because it's not on discard straight up. Nice. Yeah, adding the second Activate Orb to my deck was a good call. Because the thing about Activate Orb is one Activate Orb is nice. The second Activate Orb, oh, but that disables your spin event originality, so it must be bad. No. It turns out shooting Activate Orb into Activate Orb is just so good that you don't care about the spin event originality benefits. And yeah, I feel like that's pretty clear here, isn't it? Pincer Maneuver. That's a very, very cool passive for any other run. We are playing Cactus. It's a very useless passive. Unfortunate. Oh my god, the targeting. Unfortunately, I can't target mid shot, so I will just be taking some infection damage, which is fine. Oh, I have Alchemist Cookbook in this upcoming boss fight. That's not ideal. Oh, nice. It was a good fight. I definitely would have loved a second still, wouldn't I? Okay. Super Lamp Bouncy Ballectrum. We'll see what it can do, and then we'll just stack up and finish the fight. Yeah, I don't. I appreciate having the rubber absorb here. It's just most of the time I'm probably not going to be getting the best shots off of it. That's just how it's going to be. Pretty good damage, eh? Let's end again so that I can shoot this. Just over instantly. I love it. Okay, I really would love a refresh also trigger a crit. I really would love a thing. Ambidextrony. That's why I've been trying to go to all the stores because when you're doing this activator nonsense, usually it's a really good idea to build out towards ambidextrony. And this one is absolutely no exception. This one definitely also wants that. How bouncy is this? Still incredibly, incredibly bouncy. You'd love to see that because that just tore him a new one, eh? Now we do this, which unfortunately, oh, I see. It's good to know. Definitely could have been a better shot then. Oh, immediately? Okay. Let's try a shot like this. As much as it does some pretty fun stuff. The paintings get popped. Yep, paintings get popped. I'll just shoot this because it's better than shooting the horrible. Oh, refresh course, right. Now I shoot one activate orb. Can't be bothered shooting the second. So I'll discard it because we have the choice to. Alright, I guess we'll try and finish up with the robber's orb, shall we? I imagine that something gives me the slight idea that it'll be able to kill. I don't know. What do we think? Do we think it can kill? Oh, would you look at that? It got the kill. Yeah, actually, it was pretty funny. Pretty funny. Now, I probably shouldn't take that. Honestly, I should probably skip here. I think that I should skip here, however, I want to take Machuska Shield just because it's funnier with Ballectrum. Having tiny Ballectrum sounds really funny. It's not something I like ever get to do, so I want to do it. Alright, Queen Dragon. At least the power of my coin orb. Let's just do a shot like that. Basically an end shot, but most importantly, it's opening up that one specific peg, because then I get to do this for my second shot. Yippee! Oh, I didn't fully kill everything. I'm shocked, to be honest. Oh, it's the multiplier, see. That's why I maxed out immediately, because I have multiple multipliers. Are you joking? Oh, all I want is two stores. Is that asking too much? Yes, it is, apparently. Oh well, it's unfortunate, to say the least. And we can no longer get any stores in question marks either, so that's just doomed. Doomed, I tell you. Oh, there we go. We got a duplicate orb. It's cool. Let's duplicate and activate orb. And then let's get an adventurous backpack. Alright, remove an orb. I will remove the rubber orb here. Now that I got the third one, I think it is worth removing the rubber orb. Do we get the elite or the treasure chest? Treasure chest it is, sure. Would have much preferred going that way, but whatever. Now let's go left, yes. It's part of the reason why I didn't care. Because as you can see, it's the same number of elites. Boom. Yeah. Small Ballectrums is not ideal, but it's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Now, what stage is my next activate orb at? That's what I want to know. The answer is 246, 246. Solid. Yeah, I imagine we're just going to try and do that into the boss, aren't we? It's a pretty strong combo after all. Just not one you like ever get to assemble because it requires finding as many activate orbs as you can get. Chucking some multipliers, preferably an adventurer's backpack, and you got yourselves a deal. Alright, cool. Nice. What was the run where I did the activate orbs? It was a really funny thing. Because here's the thing, before Cactus was introduced, you could do this kind of thing and it would be pretty cool, but it actually wasn't a guaranteed win. There were a lot less ways to actually pierce through enemies than there are now. Now it's like pretty easy, honestly. It's very expected, especially if you have like Echo or something, right? Um, but before, no, it could be a very serious problem. Do I have bounces? I saw bounces, but I didn't pick it up, right? Yeah. I believe this is the kill. Not quite. I should probably just be shooting my activators. I'm looking at this card again. It's a bad idea, but I want to shoot this 10 up. It's just more fun. That's what I'm looking for, apparently. Alien's Rock or crits, also refresh. You like the idea of having some extra crits onto the board? Also, you may be wondering why I've turned down some Shuffle Orbs. I just kind of didn't really want to do that this run. I'm very cool to add this and get the extra refreshes and crits being printed, but I didn't really want to actually add a Shuffle Orb to my deck and try that nonsense. If I wanted to, I could actually make my deck a lot better and remove the Ballectrum, but that's clearly not happening. So I'm going to dupe a random orb, get an activate. Alright, cool. Let's just, honestly, let's just do this. This is funniest. I thought it actually gets me gold, which, the other way kind of didn't, really. Alright, let's see what you got for me. Because if you're going to give me that same kind of deck setup, this boss is just gone. It's just gone already. So, we'll see what we got. Honestly, I'm just going to try and set up a funny activated number. That way we get to see just how fast he gets melted. And even if it takes a whole bunch of shots, it will still be pretty fast. Alright, I'm capped. Horrible kill, horrible kill. Bye bye. uh, Honestly, those mini horribles just finishing up the fight, that's just perfect. Yeah, the activatable combo was really fun because it just stacks infinitely on top of itself, and that's just really, really good. One of the ways that you can do it, which is also not bad, I was actually very close to assembling that this run, is you can still use the activator, but scaling in this way, despite you also having some mental reality active on it. You just need Vanguard if you're going to do that, pretty much because, especially if you're dealing with Crucible 15, you can't be eating those reloads. But a lot of the time, you actually, if Crucible 15 is not active, I don't think it's required. I mean, what? If you have a multiplier, it changes it, obviously. The fact that I have Cactus also adding onto it really, really helps speed things up. But you go 8, 16, 32, 64. So it's pretty fast to get there, but if you spam discard, let's say you only have one open your deck, and that way we don't have to worry about needing ambidextrity. You could give them like 6 turns at the start of battle. If you've got a like, if you have a round guard or a world on stake, that kind of thing is very, very legitimate. Obviously, it's a bit harder to do otherwise, but yeah, no, there are some really fun activated combos you can do. And as I was saying, especially now, it's so much easier to do activate up stuff and get a really good win out of it, just because you have more access to damaging more enemies at a time. Um, like orbs like ball lightning, even. Nah, I don't really like the idea of using orbs like ball lightning to cash in on the activated damage boosts, just because it's very specific on how many enemies that can hit. Like if you want to cash in on it, you really want to have either a boss passive, which is allowing you to do so, aka PS2, or cactus, or potentially. I really hate the idea of using Mortal Mantle for the combo, but it really could work, especially if you do the kind of setup I did against the Coin Dragon just there. Or what I would probably recommend the most is just like an echo. Cactus then echo is my recommendation for if you're going to be doing this nonsense. Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes, right? Cactus is just the way you'd recommend pretty much all of the time. There are definitely a whole bunch of builds which are really bad with Cactus and you don't want. Like, for example, one of my second boss passes, which would have been amazing, by the way, was Glorious Suffering. Unfortunately, not the best combo with Cactus. Generally there are probably some other things you're trying to do. So I decided to take one which was actually just pretty funny at the end there. Like getting the small horribles that get the kill at 999 damage per peg hit is pretty hilarious. But yeah, I didn't quite manage to do as much Ballectrum as I wanted. I got a lot of gold, but I only had 3 stores, right? I capped out at 3 stores. That is so sad. I mean, come on, man. I was meant to be printing like infinite cash, and that just didn't really happen. Disappointing. Well, there's always next time. The main reason why I wanted to do a Ballectrum custom run is just because it's generally pretty hard to actually take the Ballectrum mob. You need to not be losing enough cash to the point where the store which you're trying to save up for, or the things that you're trying to save up for, are like not immediately in front of you and therefore out of reach once you spend that cash to get the Ballectrum. B, you need a game plan where the Ballectrum actually deals damage. C, you need a game plan where you can actually afford to destroy orbs. Pick, sorry. Uh, D, you need to like, if you've already got another win condition in your deck, you don't really care, right? Like, there are just a lot of categories you have to go through before, like, oh yeah, look, I can take this Ballectrum and it's going to be amazing and I can base my run around it. And yeah, that's the unfortunate thing about it. The thing is, when you do manage that, you get runs like this, which admittedly I did turn it into a non-Ballectrum run, didn't I? I was still trying to mod the Ballectrum, but it lined up less than I would have liked, that's for sure.